So let's review your estimates. When I look at these three lines, what I notice right away is that both Diego and Lynn's lines are far from the middle of the data set. And typically the mean or the average is near the middle in an arrangement of a dot plot, because I'm looking for about half of my dots to be below my line and about half of my dots to be above my line. So the best estimate is Noah's. I'm going to say here, Noah's estimate is best because it's closest to the middle of the data set. 5 above, 5 below. Your explanation does not have to be exactly like mine, but definitely look for the name Noah. That is part of the correct answer. 6. In one study of wild bears, researchers measured the weights in pounds of 143 wild bears that ranged in age from newborn to 15 years old. The data were used to make this histogram. What can you say about the heaviest bear in this group? And then what is typical weight for bears in this group? Okay, so all of these bears are different ages. We're not sure exactly how old they are, but we know the range is up here from newborn to 15 years. What we're looking at on the left is the number of bears. So they don't exactly label this line. So we want to go ahead and label that y-axis. Number of bears is on this side. So it looks like most bears are ranging between 100 and 150. That has the most number of bears. It's around 40-ish, and then it goes down to about 30 bears from 150 to 200. So where it says, what can you say about the heaviest bear in this group? I'm looking for the line that is furthest to the right. So right here is my heaviest bear. He weighs between 500 and 550 pounds. So for A, I want to say he weighs between 500 and 550 pounds. And then it says, what is a typical weight for the bears in this group? The word typical means about average. So here I'm looking for where are most of my bears falling? We already talked about how this is my tallest line here, between 100 and 150. I also have a lot of bears falling right here, between 150 and 200. So if I were to look in this range, that seems to include a lot of bears. So when it says what is the typical weight, I could say a typical weight is between 100 and 200 pounds. C, I want you to try on your own. Do more than half the bears in this group weigh less than 250 pounds? I'll give you a hint. For this one, you're going to want to label each bar. And we're going to have to add up the total to see what would half be. All right, go ahead and try C on your own now. All right, I'm going to follow the steps up here. You can review with me. Okay, so between 0 and 50, I've got about 5 bears. Between 50 and 100, I've got about 20 bears. Between 100 and 150, I've got 40 bears. Between 150 and 200, I've got about 30 bears. Between 200 and 250, looks like I've got maybe 15 bears. I'm going to stop there. Because here's what I know. I know that there's 143. So what I need to do is I need to take 143 divided by 2. And that's going to give me 71.5. So I'm looking for the 71st and 72nd bear. 20 plus 5 is 25. Plus 40 is 65. Plus 30 is 85. So I know that my halfway bear is going to fall right in this line right here. So do more than half the bears weigh less than 250 pounds? Yes, because my halfway line is going to fall here. So more than half actually weigh 200 or fewer pounds. So my answer to this is yes. More than half of the bears weigh less than 250 pounds. Okay, the rest of these problems are all EOG style problems. So what I would like you to do is use my notes to help you, but you want to go ahead and try all of these problems on your own.